Hey, peace and blessings. I am so happy to be with you today. I am so excited around what is growing each and every day. And I can just feel it just slowly coming up through the dirt. Yesterday I talked about I asked you a question. What's growing in this darkness for you? And today, I'm seeing the answers for myself, but also I'm seeing the answers in the people that are calling me, that are reaching out to me, not just as their therapist, but also as a member of a community of healers, and also as a member of multiple spiritual and professional communities that I'm involved in as well. And so the question that I'm going to continue to ask each of us every day while we ponder what's growing, I also want you to think about what led up to this growth for you. I want you to just pause and dial back a little bit and think about what were the emotional underpinnings. Yes, what were the emotional underpinnings of this pandemic for you? And you might be wondering, what am I thinking? What am I trying to get you to think about? I want you to begin to think about what was happening in your life that you were holding on to when this pandemic struck. For some of us, we've been holding on to a resentment. For some of us, we've been holding on to an issue or a pattern or a way of being. But just for today, let's just focus on the resentment. What resentments were you holding on to at the beginning of your awareness of this pandemic? Because you know that it started long before March 10th or 11th when our country began to seriously shut down. What are the emotional underpinnings for you? What is the resentment that you were holding on to that now the divine has interceded and is asking you to release so that you can continue to grow through the darkness? I don't know what that is for you, but you and I both know you've been holding on to one. Perhaps it's against a former lover or an ex-husband or an ex-wife. Perhaps it's against a parent, one who may be aging right now, one who may have already passed away. And perhaps the biggest resentment that you might be holding is against yourself, beating yourself up over unfinished business, knocking your head up against a wall over what you have yet to do with your life, beating yourself up, badgering yourself with a barrage of words and thoughts and pictures around things that happened in the past, things that you cannot change. I assure you that this bombardment of regret and bombardment of resentments will impact your immune system. And it is impacting the immune system of many. These things get trapped in the gut and they create inflammation. So just for today, the emotional underpinning that I want you to look at is your own resentment. And I have 3 options for you. And I want to invite you to try all 3. Number 1, write yourself a love letter. Apologize. Make an amends. Number 2, Write that same letter to someone else. Whether you send it or not, energetically, it is impactful. Number 3, stand up, shake your arms, shake your legs, make a loud noise, and end with a prayer. End with a prayer, a meditation, an intention, an invocation. And if you're not sure what to say or do, why don't you just join me right now? And we'll just gently close our eyes. And we'll take a deep, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Reminding yourself that when you take that breath, you're stimulating your vagus nerve, which informs the brain and the body that in this moment you are safe. The breath turns off the emotional fight-flight response, paving the way for you to say, in this moment, I offer the infinite gift of forgiveness. In this moment, I breathe deeply into my lungs, inviting a glorious white light to expand in there, and I bring life into my lungs. Breathing deeply, softly breathing out, I release myself of the bondage of holding way too tightly. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, I free myself from the constriction of my thoughts and from the withholding of my loving mercy. And I ask you, and fill in the name of the God of your understanding, I ask you to guide my words, to guide my steps, so that this veil that I have lifted in this moment can never return. And just take 2 more deep, deep breaths. And 1 more. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. You can thank your own heart for showing up today. And you can keep coming back, because you know that once you've lifted that veil of the resentment, it can never come back. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I can't wait to see the rest of the magic that we're going to create in the midst of the change that's happening in our world. Peace and blessings.